Good evening, everybody. Hope you're doing all right. So, we had a bit of a funny Rust Door today. The skins were accepted like 12 hours ago, very early. I did make quite a bit of a fuss about this early on. I tweeted it out. So, if you want the link to my Twitter, look in the description right now. I do like to post some interesting bit of info every now and then when it appears. So, yeah, these skins were introduced to us and we're like, oh, damn, surely there's going to be more than that. Nope, no, there is not. So what we also had was a very early Rust Door rotation. We had the Rust Door rotate like 6 hours ago. That is very early. So this was very much a bit of a weird Rust Door today, but purely all based on the timings and whatnot. Anyway, let's hop back over to here. Let's go take a look at all of these skins. Let's go ahead and figure out which of these are abnormal and which of them aren't. 8 skins this week. It seems the pattern of the big Rust Doors isn't really continuing. Not sure what's going on. Bit awkward. And then we also had to talk about the post-complete the sets runoff. That seems to have not happened this week either. But when we start properly talking about all of the new skins, we'll talk more about that. Like I said, let's focus and figure out which of these skins are abnormal and which of them aren't. The Chameleon AK-47 right here, this is abnormal. The Charcoal Sketch MP5 is not abnormal. The Fry's sleeping bag is abnormal. The Ghillie Suit Jacket is abnormal and the most expensive skin this week. The Panther Bow is not abnormal. The Pitter Poncho, get a good look at that, Pitter Poncho is not abnormal. The Pug Furnace is abnormal. And the Redemption Custom SMG is abnormal. That means this week we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 abnormal skins this week. So, yeah. Make sure you've got enough funds for next week. We've got a few things to chase after. So, yep, not a big Rust Door this week. Maybe that whole test period was maybe only for complete the sets and most wanted, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's already over. Maybe that's it. Maybe last week's skins not selling that much potentially could have been a factor because overall we had hardly any sales. And now we can go ahead and talk about the regular skins from last week. Most notably, we have the Pirate AK-47 right here. This apparently only did just about 16,000 sales. This is awkward. Like, you know, compare this with the likes of the sales we have for all the clothing and armor for the Pirate Collection. It really doesn't match up very well, does it? So what we've talked about is, for all these skins in this current week, because they sold hardly anything, in the grand scheme of things, in the long term, these very likely could rebound in price very easily in the future. Hardly any people bought these in excess. Not that many people buying them for, like, you know, quantities of 50 or 100 and whatnot. You get the idea. So, all the better for it, in the long term, for it to go up in price very comfortably and very nicely when times are a whole lot better. So, let's just give you a bit of context real quickly. Over the course of these next few months, things are going to be a bit awkward. And we've already talked about this in the video, but I'm just giving you all the context because it greatly applies to the likes of the Pirate AK-47. During September and October, we're going to see skin prices, they're going to go down. They're going to go down. It is expected. And it's already happening for quite a lot of skins. A lot of people are getting a fair bit worried. They're cashing out now. They're going to wait till the likes of October and jump back in. Why is this? Well, as I was alluding to, September and October, you're going to see some skin prices go down, 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 down. Not very nice. But what we tend to see is a rock bottom point. Usually towards the very end of October, most skin prices will normally reach a rock bottom around here. And then from then on, and during November, we tend to see the skin prices start to pick up a little bit. Now, with the likes of Christmas-themed skins and whatnot, they go up in price very, very nicely during November, and then they spike in demand and spike in price during December. They usually peak in price around at some point early December here. But for the regular skins, the normal non-Christmas-themed skins, well, when we hit post-Christmas time, literally December 26th, when all the Western world, you know, they've had Christmas and whatnot, and all the kids got their money from Christmas, you know, what they're going to spend that money on? Some wise investments? No, they're going to go buy Ruskins, pixels, hell yeah! So, yeah, a massive increase in demand for skins equals a great time to sell your skins. And, yeah, during December and January time, best time to sell your skins. All the skins that went down in price pretty sharply during the likes of September and October suddenly are selling much higher in price. So how does this apply to the likes of the Pirate AK-47? Well, last night during the abnormal buy orders, when we were trying to figure out prices to offer for likes of these skins, when we looked at the Dragon Rage AK-47, because I thought that was a very good thing to compare to, initially during the Dragon Rage's uh, uh, what's the word? I was going to say life. Basically, how it performed on the Steam market. It initially kind of suffered, and then it did a fair bit better during August time of 2022. But then after August, September hit, down in price. October hit, rock bottom price. The Dragon Rage AK-47 at one point was selling for around just under $2. But over the course of the months during November, December, and of course January, by the end of January 2023 to be precise, it was selling for like $4.50. It basically doubled in price. And that is basically what I am expecting to happen to the likes of this Pirate AK-47. I really do feel like this potentially will be going down in price a fair bit. So below the $2 price it sold for in a Rust store. As you can see here, we've kind of prepared for that. Pretty much all the buy orders here, quite a lot of them around $1 and just above $1. It's expected this will be going down below its Rust store price. It will suffer. It will reach a rock bottom point at some point in October. That's what we're anticipating. But from then on, loads of people will probably notice that this is actually a pretty good AK-47. You could say a much better budget option compared to the likes of the Blackout AK-47. Yes, the whole Pirate collection has basically been like that. But it's got the useful red aim sight. It's mostly black. It's got the cool skull design on the side. You've got the X marks the spot when you aim down the sight. I think a lot of people would be appreciating this. So I think in the long term, this might reach a low point here, but it might potentially go up to $3 and maybe and above when we hit January 2024 time. It's expectations. Will it meet that? We shall see. So the fact that it didn't sell that much, all the better for it to rise up in price, because there's only so much quantity in circulation. And I'm kind of sure you can put two and two together there. You can understand that. So yeah, just something for you to keep in mind. These next few months are going to be a fair bit awkward, but this happens every single year. I've seen it happen multiple years. And, well, let's just keep an eye on this. So yeah, buy orders not even reaching 1,000. Well, there's probably a lot more room to jump in if you want to hop in as well. So that's that. Let's now move on to the next skin. Here we have the Kevlar M39, and, well, first question was, how many M39 skins do we even see every year? Not many, at best maybe one. Are we going to see any more of these at some point? I doubt it. Kevlar M39, it's a perfectly fine skin, but it's very likely it's not going to turn into a collection or anything. The guy that made this hasn't made a skin for like 4 years. It's debatable if he even knows he's had a skin accepted recently. So, basically with this, I was expecting last night that it very likely was going to suffer because, questioning people, how often do you use your M39s? And people are like, yeah. This potentially is going to end up being like a 70 cent to 90 cent buy order situation. Whilst the price might look good right now, it's only become marketable for like a few hours now. Give it a good week or two. What's the price going to look like then? How much quantity we're going to see in the Steam market? Now, quantity potentially might not be ridiculous, but the price potentially won't be holding up very nicely. For sure. So, yeah, bulk of the buy orders below $1, got just a fair amount here, above $1. And then what I see here, a few buy orders here around $2. I'm led to believe some people did want to buy this, but they wanted to wait until like the last second. But again, the Rust store rotated very early today, like 4 hours earlier than usual. Yeah, so I still think this is probably going to go down to about $1. That's exactly where these buy orders are. But in the grand scheme of things, maybe there might be a buff to the M39 or something. Maybe everybody desires to use the M39 in the future, a whole lot more than now, at the very least. And the skins, the skins might just become ever so valuable. But like, one of the key points that I mentioned was, if you really wanted a very cool looking M39 skin, we did have the likes of the tempered M39. There's a lot of them, but it's not really holding up its value. And that's very likely due to the fact of gun demand. People don't really want to use the weapon that much. Where's the justification in owning a skin for it? So, yeah. With that, let's now move on to the likes of the next skin, Ladybug Cosplay Boots. Now, I was anticipating Milio Frito to submit potentially the likes of Ladybug Tier 2 version 2. He didn't actually submit a skin this week. Maybe he invested quite a lot of time into that very cool looking Blizzard ID sheet metal double door skin. This is going to be available as a Twitch drop from September 7th to the 14th. Available and for free for everyone who watches his streams. And yeah, see-through mesh right there and glow-in-the-dark. So yeah, this was submitted like a good few days ago. I don't know if that potentially was a problem for Milio or whatever. I mean, this looks cool. But yeah, he did not submit like a skin for a Rust store this week. Maybe just decided to take a break. You know, this guy has so many collections. You really do need to kind of be aware of that. Like, now he's got Chameleon collection. He's got Frog cosplay. He's got Tempered collection. He had Camouflage and Ladybug cosplay and Bee cosplay. He's had tons. He's been around forever. He is definitely a workhorse. So congratulations there, Mr. Milio Frito. But in the terms of will we ever see the likes of Tier 2 getting a version 2, it's still hard maybe. But with these boots right here, as you look at the bilders, bulk of the bilders seems to end at around 85 cents. Will this hold? Can't guarantee it. But we did see quite the increase in demand for the likes of the Ladybug collection. Will this hold? I don't think so. I don't think this is going to hold. But if we do see that Tier 2 version 2 appearing at some point in the future, new core piece, you know how exactly how it plays out. New core piece appearing, spike in demand for all the pre-existing core pieces. But if it happens, we shall see. So with these boots, they also would happily go up in price as well if we do see some new armor or clothing skins being accepted. But as of now, I can't really answer it. Like, boots as a whole aren't really doing super great at the moment. Well, look at all the ones that came out this year. We've had quite the funny batch. Yeah. Whiteout and Comics both suffered because we had a ridiculous amount of Whiteout boots being bought. Hard Suit's just suffering because it never got that Tier 2. Pixel just kind of is there. It's not really doing anything. We never got a Tier 2 for this, so that's still something on the horizon. And Phantom, that technically is a fully complete set. I don't think people are going super crazy with the Phantom collection, so he's just not doing super great at the moment. Poor Phantom boots. So this right here might look very nice at the moment, but I'm not really sure that's going to stick around to be super great forever. And yeah, it was don't bring up Elite Crate. Oh, you're going to make people even more sad. So maybe this very likely could retain that $1 price, but I don't really imagine it being like a massive, huge, stonking investment. It just might be there and hold up quite nicely. But when we do potentially see more of the Ladybug cosplay, then we'll see nice progress. So, Tugboat Door. Yeah, no buy order above $1. Well, big fat buy order. You got a big chunk here, and that's it. This isn't going to retain its value. This doesn't look like it's going to hold up super great. Again, it's a door that's kind of designated for a specific spot. Fair enough. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be appreciating that. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they end up picking it up at a cheaper price as well. So, yeah, buy orders end at 88 cents. Will that last forever? Probably not. It's probably going to go down and potentially even lower. Sheet metal doors aren't doing super great at the moment. It's not probably going to hold up nicely. Yes, you've got some buy orders here, but yeah, this was probably people who waited to the last second to want to buy it. But unfortunately, very early Rust store today, they just missed out, so they thought, screw it, I'll just put down a buy order, maybe I'll pick one up at some point, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do. So yeah, this didn't really sell stupidly high amounts, but even then it's going to suffer. I know it is. It's unfortunate, but I can just tell. And then we have the LR9. This took forever to appear. This took like 3 hours to appear, and there's hardly any on the Steam market at the moment, and the bulk of the buy orders is below $1, but I'll be honest with you, if this behaviour sticks, this actually might turn around to become a fairly valuable skin, purely because hardly any of them seem to be listed on the Steam market. I don't think this is going to last forever. By default, I don't think this is going to retain its value. It's looking doomed to be a 70 cent to 90 cent buy order. LR300 skins, not exactly the most desirable weapon, it seems, in terms of gun demand. Skins, like, just take a look at all of this. Just one quick look at this and... Yep, how much negative do you see? It's basically everywhere except that Redemption LR300, and that's for all the more recent LR300 skins, so yeah, only that one. Only that one's good. All the others, So yeah, that was just a nice little insight for all the regular skins. Some of them seem to be pretty interesting, some of them not so much. So yeah, main one is what's going to happen with the likes of this Pirate AK-47. So that was a bit of a talking point. Shall we proceed to talk about the reaction to all of these brand new skins? So one quick look at the sales for all of these. And let's go take a look at the newest skins that have been accepted today. Right, so just to verify, it's been about 6 hours since the Rust Door rotated, and you can clearly see the likes of the ghillie suit jacket is selling ever so nicely. Now, before we really talk about the likes of the ghillie suit, guess what? It's a second jacket being accepted. Wow. Oh, and you can see the reaction that's happened to this poor Berserker cloak jacket already. So if you can remember, this did about 45,000 sales. Let's go take a proper look at it. Wow, what happened to you, buddy? So this was actually at a lower price earlier. I do want to point this out. And it does look like someone's just come and walked in and put down a big fat border. Yeah, big fat border right there. Looks like he's trying to make sure it doesn't go any lower. But yeah, this Berserker cloak jacket, it sold a lot. Shouldn't be surprised that it's got such high quantity on the Steam market. And when you look at it here, yeah, these people appeared. So this was kind of comfortable at $4 earlier this week. And then the people started to list all of their stock all at once. And then they started to build up walls. They started to build up resistance. And then we had the trickle negative down effect where quantities start appearing, undercutting. And then now we're here. And with the reveal of a brand new jacket, it's got even worse for this skin. So it's now below its $3.49 price. Will this last forever? I'm not 100% sure, but so as long as this guy sticks around, it probably won't go below $2.80 at any point. But we're here to talk more about this skin right here. So, why you say 45k sales when the skin creator came in the chat and said 54k? Yes, that is correct. We can quickly point that out. Well, it wasn't common news, but we will verify that. So, if we go back to Most Wanted, even though this says 44,000 sales, or 45 almost, the actual skin creator said 54,000. So there's actually a lot more of them out there in circulation. Remember what I said? Private accounts do buy quite a lot and hide them away. So, yeah. Thank you for pointing that out. Right then. So, back to here. Quite a lot of people have had a very nice positive reaction to this. Get a good look at that. I wonder what people might want to use this as. Oh yeah, camouflage. Get a good look at that. Now, Cubist, the skin creator, well, he worked with Mothcat well, so Mothcat also worked on this, so I do want to point that out. He has been responding to a lot of people today, so lots of positivity. People like, hey, you're going to continue this, so we're going to see sequels. He has confirmed that they are going to go and make some more. So on the horizon, as of now, we can expect more ghillie suit skins being made. We can't guarantee if they're going to be accepted. That's the real question, yes. So, yeah, very nice. $3.49, abnormal, so, you know, we don't need to rush into buying it, but if you like it, by all means buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creators, you get that whole shebang. But basically, it's another $3.49 jacket. And I'm starting to get a little bit worried. Do you remember, Camel Bendalia, I'm recording a thing right now, mate, so you're going to have to wait a fair bit. We did have a long time earlier to answer questions, so you're going to have to hold on to that for a fair bit, buddy. Right. So, basically, with this ghillie suit jacket, do you remember last year around September time when we randomly got a poncho skin being accepted? And then suddenly we had tons of poncho skins being accepted. Yeah, you remember that now. Good for we have a poncho right here. So the main point I'm trying to talk about is it started off with the Arctic camo poncho, didn't it? And then we got the blackout poncho. And then we got the chainmail poncho. And then we got the spiderweb poncho. And then we got the rainbow poncho. And that one. Yeah, we suddenly got tons of ponchos all of a sudden. And if you can remember back then, pretty much every single one of these was in the negative, weren't they? Because we had far too many of them in such a short amount of time. An item that rarely ever had skins being accepted suddenly had tons. So, yeah. Could this potentially happen to the jackets, do you reckon? We hardly ever see skins being accepted for them. Do you reckon we're going to see an abundance of them now? Yeah. So, with that, I am going to be cautious with this, you know. Lots of us thought, oh, yeah, surely this is going to be foolproof. Surely this is going to be perfectly fine. Well, you know what? Now we've noticed vulnerabilities, okay? This was not foolproof. It was not perfectly fine. It's already gone below its Rust Door price. It's not drastically down, but is this potentially the worst point it's going to be? Well, here we go. We've got to think about that. But could this potentially rebound and go up in price later on? Yeah, I mean, of course, yeah. As we said earlier today. I mean, well, early in this video. Post-Christmas is a wonderful time, and I think a lot of people will be seeing that and appreciating it. I just can't really sit here and say how far it might go. That's all just speculation at the moment. So with this, I want to be extra cautious. I also want you to be aware of this. Look at all the jackets that we have. You might notice something. Oh, cool, a green jacket. That's going to be perfect for camouflage. What's that? What's this? It's a green jacket. It costs nothing. Why aren't you just using that instead? Do you see what I mean? So, maybe it's not as good. Fair enough. Understood, that's fine. But if you really were on a budget, you wouldn't really question using that over the $2.49 one. But regardless, it doesn't matter. If we do see new pieces being made, if this does turn into a collection, it's going to work out very nicely for it. So what do we always say? Keep an eye on the workshop. This is why we don't rush into buying things instantly for an investment. You want to wait it out. See what happens over the course of this weekend and as of Monday. Keep an eye on what Justin's going to be... Cubist, mate. Sorry. See what Cubist uploads, and we'll work from there. Like, for example, not too long ago, we had the likes of the banana leaf poncho and bandana, and very, very recently, we saw that the skin creator made a continuation. Yeah. So that would kind of give some reassurance, but, it wasn't accepted today. Maybe it might get accepted next week, possibly. But yeah, more pieces equals better demand and increase in prices. So we got to wait it out. All right. And even then, I'm probably still only going to do a buy order because I am a bit worried about what's potentially going to happen next. We thought the other one was all right at $3.49. No. So got to keep an eye on the sales. No need to rush into it. Abnormal buy orders first. Look at the support afterwards, and then we'll make considerations. Sounds good? All right. Let's now move on to the Chameleon AK-47. So, with the appearance of this, and we were basically anticipating this, look what happened. Chameleon Thompson bought out. I mean, there was lower quantity earlier, but things are looking very nice for this Thompson. It was the first Chameleon skin to be accepted. And do you remember what happened to the likes of the Redemption LR300? Well, we just made a point earlier about how it's the only one that's in the positive that was a fairly recent LR300 skin, because it was the first skin to be accepted in a popular weapon set. It's also now the most expensive, and I can quickly verify that to you. So what was it, August 1st when we... Yeah, here we are. Look at all the Redemption skins. What one's the most expensive? It's the LR300. Wow. Because most likely it was the first one. And maybe because it didn't sell as much compared to all of these. Maybe. But could that potentially be what the Chameleon Thompson is now? Hardly any quantity. This has less than 100 quantity, and that's usually the average amount. So, with no resistance, could that potentially be going up in price? We shall see, because there's nothing really stopping it. If we do see more Chameleon skins, that's where we bring up the point that Chameleon Collection was originally a set of 4 skins. So when we saw this being accepted, we were pretty sure that we were going to see the likes of an AK version 2, and an MP5 version 2, and an LR300 version 2. So this got accepted pretty quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the version 2 for this MP5 coming out soon, and the LR300. On the horizon, there's more Chameleon skins. That's pretty much guaranteed now. If it got accepted, he's going to add more. Mr. Milio Frito, good job. It's ever so shiny, it looks very nice, but we do really need to figure out how we're going to approach this AK-47. So like I said, we were anticipating the arrival of this. We kind of knew that this potentially might take away all the attention and the thunder away from the likes of the Pirate AK. I get the feeling that was half the reason why people were so hesitant to jump in and buy some of these. And unfortunately, the appearance of these two, this AK is now really suffering. It's already below $1. Whoa, and that was a cool looking AK. So that's a bit sad. So, yeah. What we see here, right? This, I still expect to go below its retail price. We've talked about that already, haven't we? So let's just not worry about that anymore. With the appearance of this one, I wouldn't be surprised if it's basically going to emulate the likes of the... Do you know what? I just realised, why did I go all the way over to here to look at the Redemption MP5 when the SMG was right there. Anyway, I reckon it's going to basically be pretty much exactly like this Redemption AR. About 30,000 sales, very likely retain its value. It's probably not going to be a super great investment, initially, in the short term, but in the long term, when we very likely see a whole lot more chameleon skins being accepted, how many people do you reckon are going to appreciate it? And please, just look at the video that's supplied in the workshop, right? Look at the shine on this. It's going to make it 1080p. Can meet the video. Just take one good look at this, and you will probably understand why loads of people are hyped up for this. Get a good look at that. So, Emilio Frito, if you aren't aware, is the person who made the Tempered collection. Now he's making this, and I guess you could say the colours scheme's probably like opposite to the Tempered collection. Complementary colours. We could say that. What other weapon skins would you like to see being chameleon, having that holographic effect? I wouldn't be surprised if we get a whole bunch more weapons being made and potentially accepted. I wouldn't be surprised if they sell very nicely, and I wouldn't be surprised if this does retain its value, and I wouldn't be surprised post-Christmas time if the likes of that has a pretty good future ahead of it. So things are looking pretty good for that. We need a pay-to-win Redemption Python next. I haven't even spoken about Redemption Collection yet, Jack Pirate. Stop skipping ahead, all right? Okay, so Chameleon AR. It's looking good, but it's abnormal. I don't need to rush into buying that. I can leave it for now, all right? I can leave it for now. Let the sales happen. Let's see what Emilio Frito submits this weekend. What's he gonna make this week? Is it gonna be Ladybug stuff, or is he gonna make a version 2 of the MP5 or the LR300 Chameleon skins? We shall see. So we'll keep an eye on that. But I wouldn't be surprised if this Chameleon collection basically emulates the Redemption collection. Very nice, shiny, cool-looking weapon collections made by two very good skin creators, and we shall see what happens next. All right. So, be patient. No need to rush. Just be aware, though, there's a very good chance we're going to see even more AKs being made and accepted this year. All right? So that's a thing that we're going to be concerned about. But we'll leave it until next Wednesday when we talk about the likes of figuring out a good price to offer for this with the abnormal borders. And then, yeah, we'll move on from there. Sounds good? Okay. Let's now talk about this Redemption Custom SMG. So, let's just take a real quick look at the aim sight and what does it look like. Ever so nice, useful, it's sleek, it's cool, it's cranberry red, it's the Redemption Custom SMG version 2. But yeah, this looks really nice. But the problem is, quick question, how often are you using your custom SMGs? Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem because when you look at all of these skins, you kind of notice a bit of a pattern. That's all right, but hello, Blackout SMG. So yeah, this is a bit of a predicament. Yeah, custom SMG. So noted, where's the revolver? Anyway, moving on. This right here, look, I wouldn't be surprised if it retains its value, like most of the Redemption skins. But I'm probably looking at this with maybe I'm just going to do a buy order. Maybe this doesn't sell as much as the others. Like I said, with the skins that we just saw last week, maybe that potentially means it could potentially be a much better investment in the long term. Ooh. So, if you like it, please consider supporting the skin creator. Buy it, use it, enjoy it. You get the idea. But as an investment, I've got to be patient with this. I've got to look at it. I've got to look at the sales. I've got to really consider, based on what I've seen with all the other custom SMGs that have come out fairly recently, aka past few years, it doesn't look like people like to use it that much. Gun demand. It's a funny thing, but you have to respect it. Because if you don't, well, you're going to be the one who's going to be buying all these custom SMG skins at a higher price, and that's not good. Times are bad, all right? We've already established that. So you've got to be patient. You've got to be smart with this. As a Redemption skin, I do believe it will be retaining its value to a reasonable point, but I can't guarantee it's going to actually maintain it sticking above $3 forever. So even though I like the collection, I am aware that it's the weapon that's the problem. It's the weapon that's the problem. Now, if it was a revolver, I would have bought tons of them by now. So, you know, smooth. It's a joke. We're just teasing him. So, anyway, cool thing, but let's be patient. Abnormal buy order. Do that first. Look at the support afterwards. Okay. Pug Furnace. Right. This kind of came out of nowhere. It was also an early pick, and I want to talk about that. I've got a massive hopium thing to pass on to you later, all right? You're gonna roll your eyes, but just wait for it, all right? So yeah, do be aware. We've had a few early skins this week. This one of them. Okay, cool. How many of you like pug dogs? They just scream all the time. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan. I'm actually surprised this was picked instead of the Rock. Because I thought, maybe I'm remembering this now. Maybe this might get picked in the future, possibly. But yeah, looks like he made a Komomo skin as well. Oh, well, that might be something for the future. We shall see. Anyway, this right here. Look, it's goofy. It's silly. In the grand scheme of things, is that going to hold up quite all right? Maybe. Is this the scariest looking furnace we've ever had? Well, it's probably a good contender against the likes of the Abyss one. But look, we've had Abyss, very scary face, doing quite all right. Part of an established deplorable collection with some clothing and armour. We've also got the likes of the Capybara furnace, which is just plain goofy, but people seem to like it still, holding its value still. So this right here. This is a very goofy, silly furnace skin. Are we ever going to see something like this happen ever again? I wouldn't be surprised, but not another pug dog at the very least. I mean, earlier this year we did have the frog furnace, and well, that's not really holding up super great anymore, is it? All the attention and the thunder, it's all on this one and this one and this one, so he missed out. But could there be an even goofier, funnier looking furnace in the future that might take away all the attention and thunder away from the likes of this, and this? Yeah. So as of now, it's abnormal. Haha. But I'm looking at it. I am looking at it, and I'm thinking it's probably going to hold quite nicely. Also, I do get the feeling, based on the fact that we've already seen the likes of a Rock, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Ideal probably makes some more deplorable skins for this. Talking about the Capybara collection, for example, just this past week, Keke just submitted a Capybara garage door. So maybe we start seeing a whole bunch more of these pug dog skins being made. Okay. This is the same talk, Micro. Thank you for pointing that out, buddy. So yeah, Pug Furnace, it is looking pretty good. I get the feeling that we just kind of want to play it a bit slow. Keep an eye on the sales. Abnormal borders first, then look at it, all right? Perfect. All right, so we're going to leave that for now. All right. Don't stare at me, sloth. Right, so yeah, abnormal barter, wait it out. Fry's sleeping bag. So I did make the point last week that maybe we're going to see a whole lot more food-related sleeping bags from now on. Immediately, we saw this being made, and immediately it was accepted as an early pick. So, guys, it's time to start throwing out the ideas for food-related sleeping bags. What can you think of? We already mentioned the likes of a hot dog. I think tray pizza could also be one. What else? I don't know, maybe a packet. We did see... well, Americans could say potato chips, a packet of those, but, crisps. They're crispy. Crisps! So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see even more now, because it seems to be the successful option. We got fries, guys. We got fries. Now, is this going to hold up? I think we should probably look at the likes of the burrito bag, see how that holds up over the course of the next few days. If it retains its value, maybe it might work out all right. Maybe this might hold up just as much as well. Yeah. See, if we keep getting more and more food sleeping bags, is that good? Probably not. However, I could imagine people probably, for all their different spots for a sleeping bag, they just have a different food sleeping bag. Anyway. Oh, cake. Cake's another one. So yeah, maybe we just kind of leave it. And, oh Lord, they're cooking. No, shut up. Oh, what else could you do? I'm thinking of another one now. Hash brown. McDonald's hash brown. Yes! Do it. Anyway, moving on. Basically, there's a CS ping. Oh, no, not now. No, not now. No. It's a DPR. Right, let's get this wrapped up quickly. So anyway, this is also abnormal, right? Much like with the burrito bag, we're going to wait it out. do the abnormal borders first, and then we'll approach it, okay? All right? Stop begging for CS2 to come out right now. I don't need it to happen whilst I'm doing my video. Shut up. All right? This is Kajal. This is Russ. Shut up. So, yeah. It's neat, it's goofy, but we literally just had a goofy sleeping bag that was food related. So let's just wait it out and then, leave it till Wednesday. We're going to do the abnormal buy orders. You're more than welcome to come join us. 8 o'clock in the evening, UK time, Wednesday next week. Link in the description right now of the video that you're watching if you want to get my Twitch link. So yeah. Camel, please, God, mate. Anyway. Charcoal Sketch MP5. So, it's an MP5. It's an MP5. Oh. Yeah. Even the Redemption MP5 struggling a fair bit. So, yeah. Fair bit awkward. Only the Blackout MP5 seems to be doing very nicely for an MP5 skin that came out somewhat recently. Charcoal Sketch. Sorry, I said that weirdly. Charcoal Sketch MP5 does look pretty good, and I do know there's more, so this was accepted, but if we just take a look at this workshop, we did recently have the Charcoal Python being submitted. Do you reckon this potentially could turn into a whole collection? I think it's perfectly fine. I think it's going to work out quite alright. So, with the likes of this, alright, it's the weapon, I'm afraid. We've had loads of MP5s this year. I've said this so many times before, and I'll say it again. Just look at all of these. This is just over $1. This is just over $1. This is just over $1. This is under $1. This seems to be holding up a fair bit better than the others. But yeah, it's not part of a well-established collection. It's literally the first one. But yeah, I think it's doomed. To take a look at all of these MP5s that came out last year. Can't seem to scroll down. Here we go. $1 there, under $1 there, just barely over $1 there. I'm lagging now apparently, so let's just get out of that. Yeah, it's probably going to be a 70 cent to 90 cent situation. It's unfortunate, but I'm looking at this with a financial perspective. All right? Okay. So, let's now look at the likes of this Panther bow. And how many bow skins have we had so far this year? We have had quite a lot, and they're all not doing very well. Not the best, unfortunately. So, Leopard, Construction, barely over $1. Carrot Bow seems to be holding up quite nicely. That was an Easter theme skin, but hey, it's doing quite alright. Storm Bow did look cool, and it seems to be retaining its value, and then Root Bow, not so much. So, alright, this is part of a collection. But is this Panther collection making great moves? It doesn't seem to be doing super crazy, unfortunately. This is awkward. So, yeah. I'm not rushing. I know, this is the same thing all over again, but this very likely could just be another 70 cent to 90 cent buy order. Bow skins, as you did probably notice, some do hold up quite nicely. Some others, maybe not so much. Yes, I'm aware of the other ping that just happened, guys, don't worry. So, yeah, this right here, we got to wait it out. It's not abnormal evil, so that's also a fair bit awkward. Okay, cool. And then, lastly, we have the Pitta Poncho. So, how are all of the ponchos that came out this year looking right now? Oh, yeah, they're not doing good at all. That's awkward. And I'm kind of not surprised this is the lowest selling skin so far. How many might it sell by the end of next week? Maybe just about 10,000 maybe. But, Mnemonic Man, how much more is this potentially going to be? Are we going to see maybe likes of burlap clothing and whatnot? Well, he hasn't made anything recently. Comments are just congratulations. Maybe we're just going to have to wait and see if there's going to be any words of, is there going to be even more? So that's the thing that we're going to have to be concerned about. So by default, I am not looking at this with, eagerness. It's 99 cent skin. I'm not like super enthusiastic about it. If you like it, by all means, buy it. But in terms of financial success, no, not so much. I'm not super confident in that. So I'm going to wait till Wednesday, look at the sales, then make a decision then. All right? So, sorry if this was a fair bit rambly, but I just wanted to make sure that you are well aware of all the potential problems and the issues and blah, 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 blah. You get the idea. Things aren't looking super great at the moment. I've already pointed this out more than enough. But here's a massive, massive, massive bit of copium, right? So I did point this out to you earlier. We have a few early picks today. 3 of them to be precise. So we have 5 regular skins, that being the likes of the ghillie suit jacket, the chameleon AR, The Pitter Poncho, yeah, you get that there. So the free skins that were early were, of course, as you can see here, with my recent Rust Workshop skin checks collection, Puck Furnace, Fry Sleeping Bag, and the Redemption SMG version 2. So those were early. And we don't really see early picks that much, especially this year. It's been a fair bit awkward. But here is the big cope. So you know how we pointed out today that we did not see the complete the sets runoff happen. There's no really old skin, is there? Well, I did make quite a bit of a fuss about next week. Next week, of course, being the September Force Wipe. Big update. Hope you've been looking at the likes of the commits. You know, keep an eye out for all the new content that's going to be coming out soon. And, of course, we're going to be seeing that happen next week with all the changes. But, and we've seen this before, if there's a week before where there's quite a decent amount of early picks, potentially that means the next week might have some late picks. Big copium, but I'm sure some of you have seen this video. Do you reckon, with 3 early picks this week, what do you reckon might be free skins that could appear next week? Is it copium? Or is it correct? It's big copium. Maybe. Like today, I will point this out, loads of people gave up on the Abyss collection. Prices have gone down. I know that because someone dumped a whole chunk of them onto me. Let's just go take a look at that. Hello, Abyss chest plates. How are you doing? Face masks and chest plates. Oh, I'm so happy. Yeah, I bought them today. Oh dear. Big chunk of them got dropped on me because I wasn't keeping an eye on things fast enough. I'm telling you, you've got to keep an eye on your buy orders. If you can't afford to be able to replenish after spending like $70 on Abyss chest plates, you're not going to be able to recover it all. You're not going to be able to do buy orders constantly. So, yep, keep an eye on the amount of money that you have in your accounts. Keep an eye on all of the buy orders that you have on these accounts, because if you aren't, randomly, you're just going to have someone unload their stock onto you, and you're going to pay the price, quite literally, because it costs quite a lot when you buy a chunk of skins. Yes, it is. And this is just one account, by the way. As you know, I've got several, so, oh God. These next few months aren't going to be fun. No, they are not. But I've said what I needed to say. It's a perfectly fine batch of skins. I think a lot more interest in this week compared to the previous week, for sure. But I did mention this earlier. Maybe the fact that we saw such low sales this week, and of course with the lights to complete the sets, maybe Face Punch thinks, you know what? Maybe it probably isn't best to do bigger Rust stores. So, what do you reckon? Would you like to see bigger Rust stores weekly, or would you like to stick with around at least 8 a week, and that's it? What do you think's for the best? So that's a question for you to think on. And I guess I'm going to have to probably panic a bit now, seeing what potentially might be coming out for CS2, because that's what everyone's panicking about. And, the other guy kept asking about something earlier. Anyway, yeah, sorry if I was a bit all over the place, but once again, thank you very much for watching me today. I greatly appreciate it. And look in the description for all the links that I've mentioned today as well. Did you buy anything this week? Feel free to say. Are you confident in something? Have you made any moves for any skins already? Like, do you think something's gone down in price too much already and you made a move already? So, yeah. And Dexalele has linked me something, and okay. Yeah, okay. All right, cool. So, thank you very much, Winton. See you, goodbye.